Today we've got the first look at the new design of the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, as well as news of another fold entering the market. Let me know in the comments who out there is excited for the Z Fold 6, and don't forget to subscribe to stay up to date with the latest tech. So first of all, before we get into the Z Fold 6 reveal, we've had rumours floating around about another fold entering the market this year, and the internal names for the Fold 6 and the Flip 6 have been discovered to be Q6 and B6, but a new report from WinFuture discovers a new device under a new codename Q6A. Now this model is thought to be a budget-friendly version of the Fold 6, as Samsung want to increase the market share in the foldable market, so delivering a cheaper model is a great way to achieve it. Now unfortunately, we don't have any details on the specs of the lower end model, but folds are very premium devices, so if too many specs are cut or reduced, then I can't see it being too much of a desirable phone. Next up, we finally got more confirmations on the Z Fold 6, including the new design, and we'll get right into it after a quick message from today's video sponsor, cololight. Let's explore the ultimate desktop controller, the Colo Play, and the gaming RGB light with the most unique design, the cololight Mix. The Colo Play is a cool cyberpunk PC controller, and it lets you quickly control your desktop, as well as monitor your GPU, CPU, and FPS values on your PC. It's deeply customized for the gaming scene, it meets the mental needs of PC gamers, and it assists with users' work or gaming lives. Now there's no more bending down to turn on the PC, as that can now be done with the Colo Play, and you've now got lots of shortcut keys at your fingertips, and these can easily be configured through the Colo Play desktop. You can use the Colo Play to quickly use keyboard shortcuts or macros, and program the buttons to open any app or even a specific web page. We get 4 buttons in each corner, along with the center knob corresponding to 4 layers, and you can press and rotate the knob to adjust the layers at any time, and this means that you can get a set of 28 shortcut commands in total, and it comes with plenty of different faces to display things like the time, your computer's CPU, GPU, or network usage stats, and you can even have your YouTube followers on the display. For gamers or content creators, it makes things nice and streamlined, and I use shortcuts for Premiere Pro as well as start and stop for the screen recording. Now the Colo Play can also control your Colo lights, and I've got the cololight Mix and the cololight Mix Acid here, along with a gamepad stand to add some lighting to my Xbox control. The classic colors of black or white suit any style of desk setup, and the lights also have their own app where you can choose from a wide range of different colors or themes. You can easily control the speed of the effects, and you can also have them react to sound or music. Now if you want to improve your productivity as well as your desktop, then go ahead and check out the Colo Play and the Colo Lights now by clicking the link down in the description below. So now back to the Z Fold 6, and we had plenty of news in the past that Samsung was making the Fold 6 wider and thinner, but we finally got confirmation thanks to a new patent filed. The patent shows a new foldable device that's slimmer than its predecessor, but it's also much wider and sporting a display width similar to the Pixel Fold. Now the problem with the Fold 5 for me was the very thin cover display, so something like this would literally be the perfect fold for me, and not only does it mean that the phone is easier to use in folded mode, but it should make for a more comfortable experience when using the phone unfolded. Now I've created these renders here based on the new patent to give you guys a good look at what you can expect from the new Z Fold 6. We also saw plenty of new AI features with the release of the S24, and these will of course be present in the Z Fold 6, but Samsung did advise that Galaxy AI would be a paid subscription service in the future, angering many of the fans. Now thankfully it may not be as bad as people thought, and TM Rowe has advised that Samsung will be charging for AI features in 2025, but they won't be charging for features that are already available in the phones, and that we should look at them as optional extras. It's important to note, however, that on the S24 product page, there was some small print in there, and it says that some of the new Galaxy AI features are only free for the Galaxy S24 owners until the end of 2025. Now as soon as we get some more information on this, I'm going to be updating you straight away, but it's a little worrying how vague Samsung are being with their plans, and in my opinion, if the current features were always going to be free, then there wouldn't be any need to advise us about payments after launch. Now overall though, the Galaxy Z Fold 6 is finally seeing some major changes, which is refreshing for a device that stayed the same for quite a long time. Now for those of you excited, we're now going to run through the full specs, design and the expected pricing to help you guys decide if it is worth the wait. For my regular viewers, you guys have seen this, so just skip to the next video, but if you're new here, then hit subscribe now and we'll get right into it. So with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6, we get a 7.6-inch foldable 120Hz dynamic AMOLED display. While it's the same size as its predecessor, we're expecting improvements in brightness, color accuracy, as well as durability. It's coming with a resolution of 1812 by 2176 and it's going to be protected by Samsung's newest ultra-thin glass. Now there's also going to be less visible creasing in the center of the new foldable display, as well as water and dust resistance. For the external display, we get a 120Hz dynamic AMOLED protected by Gorilla Glass Victus 3. It's going to be a 6.2-inch display, and while the current resolution is unknown at the moment, Samsung are reportedly working on a much wider aspect ratio, and we're also going to see improvements to the brightness and color accuracy, and it will of course have a punch hole camera in the top center. Now the selfie cameras are going to be a 10-megapixel wide-angle camera on the cover display, followed by a 4-megapixel under-display camera on the internal display. Then over on the rear, it's a 50-megapixel primary camera, a 12-megapixel ultra-wide, and then a 10-megapixel telephoto with 3x optical zoom. Now it's actually the same camera system used in the predecessor, but hopefully we will still see some improvements thanks to the software. It's going to be powered by the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3 globally, and we get 12GB of RAM with up to 1TB of storage, and this will of course be UFS 4.1. It's coming with a 4400 mAh battery, and while fast charging is still currently unknown, we're hoping for improvements to both wired as well as wireless charging. In terms of connectivity, we get advanced 5G, Bluetooth 5.3 and Wi-Fi 7, and then we also get ultra-wideband support, and it's coming with One UI 6 based on Android 14, and it's expected to launch from $1,850 in August 2024. So the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 6 is looking like an incredible new folding phone from Samsung, and for a device that's kept the same design for some time now, it's great that we're finally getting some changes. A bigger cover display with a wider aspect ratio is going to make the phone a lot more usable for those times that you want to do something quickly and you don't want to unfold into the bigger display. And with a brighter display along with all of the new AI features and the Snapdragon 8 Gen 3, it means that general usability is going to be greatly improved. The fact that they're also thinning down the phone on top of all this is just a bonus, and to be honest, the Z Fold 5 already looked like a very premium device, so I'm excited for the Z Fold 6. Now of course, we've still got quite a way to go until the official launch, and the only thing worrying me is this AI paywall, but as soon as anything else comes in, I'm going to be sharing it straight away, so make sure you subscribe so you don't miss a thing in the future.